So this is our corns. They're just direct from the garden, and I'm trying to remove the cobs, putting the maize aside after removing the maize cobs. So because we are trying to make cornstarch, you know, don't waste a lot of money out there. Just make your cornstarch at the comfort of your home. I'm gonna show you how to do that. So here are our maize. I have a couple of them, and I'm going to use them to make our cornstarch or corn flour. And then with these guys, what you do with these, if you have like a garden, you just go and throw them direct to your garden, because it's gonna facilitate fertilizer, or it's gonna help your plants to grow well, because it will just turn into manure. So throw this into your garden and remain with this, and remain with the maize. What you do, you just remove the maize pebbles like this using your hands. I don't know, some people have machines to do this, but for me, I'm gonna just use my hands. And you all should note that these maize are not like hard. They're not hard, they're kind of soft a little bit. You can simply crush them with your finger. So when you have maize like this, all full and rounded, if you want to make it easy for you to remove the maize pebbles, you just use your knife like this to create a straight line, so that it can be easier for you to do it. So you can also use a knife just like this to remove the maize, and thereafter it can be easier for you to use your hand like this. So that's a simple hack there, guys, that you all should use. So there you go, just like this. So easy and so fast. So the maize are ready here. So I'm gonna transfer this into a measuring cup. You can sort them out because it has some strands, some brown things. And then after transferring into a measuring cup or a plate or a bowl, you put in some clear, clean water. So you clean your maize to remove these strands, and then you take your strainer. We are cleaning them in the measuring cup so that it can be easier to collect the dirt, just like this. Everything that came out like so dirty. So here are our maize. I've just cleaned them I've tried to remove the dirt out, just like I've shown you previously. So there we have it. So I'm gonna give this a second wash. It will not be a wash actually, but I'll be trying to soak our maize. So depends how hard your maize are. Soak them either overnight, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, until you can squeeze them, you know. This one are kind of soft, but I want to just soak them for some 30 minutes. So you put your maize into the tin after giving them a first wash, and then you put some water that's above the maize, and now you let this sit until your maize are soft, just like I've explained. So after our maize have soaked, or our corns have soaked, they are soft, so you remove them from the water that you used to soak, just like this. So in this case, we are going to put our corns into a grinder. We want to use a grinder because I think it's better than the blender. So We're gonna put in some water to be above the maize. You just put in some enough water to be above the maize, and then we grind this. Blend this, or you grind this continuously until you have you achieve a smooth paste like this one I've achieved here. So what you do after, you take your strainer and a bowl, and then you just strain. You just strain just like this. If you have a clean cloth, you can always use it. You can always use it than using a sieve, because using a sieve, you can always, like, it passes some bigger particles. So with this one, I will have to sieve it like twice. You can see all this that's remaining from the sieve. But when you use your cloth, you can just sieve everything out. But yeah, this is still another method, and it's still easier. So guys, with these ones, with these sheaves, or the corn sheaves, you can always redo them, because I think they still have some starch. So for me, I'm going to redo the process. I'm just going to redo the process so that I can extract more starch from it. But if you are bored with blending, you can always just take your water, like you can always take your water and pass through the sieve like that. You can always do that to filter these sheaves so that you can get more out. But for me, I think I will set this aside and then just grab this and then return these ones into the grinder, all of them like that. And then I add in some water like that, and then I cover, and then I blend this the second time. So we've sieved using a big strainer. So I'm going to do this the second round using this smaller strainer. You can see there are some leftovers on it, so that means it's not that fine. So that's why we are doing it the second round. After I've sieved for the second round, you all can see I've used this clear container because I want to set this starch to settle for like 30 minutes until we can have our residue. We can have like our thick paste set on the bottom and have like the water on top of it. So I'm going just to set this aside for some 30 minutes. So see you after 30 minutes. These ones, we can use them as fertilizer. If you have plants, you can. It's after like 30 minutes. So I'm going to, if you all can see, let me show you. If you all can see, you can see the bottom part. There is a layer here at the bottom. That's what you are looking for. And then there is this water on top. So this water on top. So I'm going to drain the water and let's see. You just do this gentle. So you take your spoon and you make sure you remove all this. Yeah. You remove all the brown parts out. Like that. Then this is what we wanted, so I'm going to transfer this on a sheet. So you can all see what we were looking for. So you just put it on a sheet. I'm going to use this oven tray, the black one, so that as you all know, black absorbs heat. So I'm using the oven tray. You can dry this into your oven, but I think because where I'm at there is some sun, I'm going to just put this direct in the sun so that it can dry. You can do yours in the oven if you want, but I'm just using the oven tray, but I'm going to dry this in the sun. So see you when all this dries up. So I dried this and you can see it's crackable. So everything is dried. Our corn flour. So I'm going to transfer this into the blender. You make sure your blender is dry, like it's not wet, because you are trying to dry this so that you can try to blend. So because you are trying to achieve the corn flour or the cornstarch, I'm going to transfer these ones in here. So after blending it, you just sieve it. So you sieve to remove the lumps. The way I'm doing it, you can see. So I've sieved, and these are the lumps. These are the lumps that were left out. You can always try and blend it more and more to get like all of it out. So here is our corn flour. Here is our corn flour or our cornstarch without chemicals, with nothing inside, just natural way. So you store this into a container. You just put this into a container, you airtight your container, and then you store in a dry place for your use into your soups or when you're making your French fries. So this will save you money rather than just buying corn flour in the shop.